it's time for a real scary story, not one of your knockoffs. Prepare to tremble with fear, for now you will hear about red eyes. Like mine. Huh. Interesting. There was a trio in camp. They never split up. Their leader's name was Max, but everyone called him the Beast. There was a reason for that. If you accidentally bump him in the shoulder during a walk, he will tear you apart. Like a pit bull, look at him the wrong way and you are as good as dead. Even his friends used to get it. Fortunately, they were strong enough to settle him down. They were tough guys too, used to keep the entire camp at bay, but no one would report them because the Beast would take care of it. No one would say a word against them and the trio was having fun. In short, the guys were on the road to success, but they failed. Because of whom? Well, because of a girl, of course. There was a lass in the camp whose name was...
Vera?
Whose name was Lena. Shut up. Once upon a time, Max had seen this Lena girl doing exercises. What do you think? She was a gymnast, not some bookworm, and so the Beast was lost. He couldn't get her out of his head. Even food wasn't an option. He asked her on a date that evening. And she said... And she was like, I would love to, but there's a problem. What problem? Your friends never leave me alone, she said. Make them! And the Beast accepted the deal and left. He didn't even notice her eyes blazing with crimson fire following him. All the night he was rolling in the bed, sleepless, and the next morning he had the talk with his friends. Are you okay? They said. We've never met this Lena before. Max chilled out and went back to Lena that evening. You were wrong, he said. My friends have nothing to do with you. And Lena was, oh, don't you trust me? They came this morning, threatening to beat me down if I meet with you again. It's up to you who to be with. And the Beast left with a pain in his heart, on noticing the red fire burning in Lena's eyes. The next morning he set off to his friends. Dang it, Beast, they said. Dang it, Beast. I don't know why that hit my funny bone.
And right now I'm just picturing the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
They said, we were with you all the day. Have you seen us threatening someone? Who do you trust more, us or a stranger? But the Beast was blinded by love, and so he promised that he would kill everyone who touched her. That's a good plan. In the evening he came back to the place and saw Lena. Look, Max, look what your friends did to me. She untied her shirt. He saw red bruises on Lena's pale skin, and frenzy filled his mind. I'll take care of them, he shouted. Wait, and Lena caught his head. You have already broken your promise. This time I need proof. Bring me their hearts. She put the blade into his hand. The Beast was about to throw it away, but she leaned on him and kissed him. I am waiting until midnight. The midnight. I am waiting until the midnight. Now go.
The midnight. Not any other midnight. The midnight.
The midnight. And Max... Whoa, okay.
Oh, okay.
And Max was off with Lena's eyes following him, shining brighter than the Kremlin star in twilight. The Beast waited until everyone was asleep.
I'm not sure where this flame is coming from.
Maybe that's supposed to be your eyes? I don't know.
Down here, huh? Lena, up here!
He snuck into the cabin and stabbed his friend in the chest. He came to the second one and stabbed him as well. That's how his friends died. Max cut their hearts out of their chests, wrapped them with the shirt, and went back to Lena. That's why he's shirtless. Did you bring it? Lena impatiently asked Max as she saw him closing in. He handed the hearts over to Lena, and she took them. She turned away for a second, and when she turned back, the hearts were gone. Only a blood drop on Lena's lips remained. Max was going to hug Lena, but she pushed him back. "What's wrong?" the beast exclaimed. "I have done as you asked." "Do you really think," the girl arrogantly said, "I'm going to go out with a murderer of his own friends?" "But you've been beaten? Ha ha! I faked it. I was testing how good a friend you are, now beat it." These words turned the beast back to reality. He knocked Lena down and stabbed her with the blade. Again and again, but the blade didn't work against her. Only then did the beast see the shiny crimson eyes of his girlfriend. That scared the crap out of him, and he backed away, but Lena took his and said, "Where do you think you are going? Come to me, hug me harder." She said while disappearing into the ground. Max tried to set himself free, but he couldn't. And Lena was already halfway underground. She was about to take him along with her. Max gathered his strength, took the blade, and cut his hand off to break free from Lena, who disappeared underground with his hand. Max stopped the bleeding with a handkerchief and headed to turn himself in. Did he do the time? Yeah, he did the midnight. Nah, he was gone from his cell the next day. Only a letter written with blood he left. It said, "The Red Eyes." Cool story, Vera. Ha! Big time! Tell us something, Stopa. It's your turn.
Me? I am like that.
What? Oh, sorry, that's you. Oh,
Why did you even come?
That was my guy.
To make a company.
To make a company.
I want to talk business investing. Want to take over Wall Street. Want to make sure I had, viable interests. In contacts.
Funding. Contacts. Fill out my LinkedIn.
Wanted to open candy store.
It's okay. You are not supposed to be a storyteller after all. You must be really strong instead, aren't you? Well, we know who's getting eaten.
This guy, I am, yeah. Fine. I'll tell what.
The one?
I think so. King of Rats.
Oh yeah, it gives me the creeps all the time.
When I was in a camp, it turned out the way that I was a camp leader's assistant, so I did her work often. I was used to being busy, besides being bossy was fun. It was troublesome, of course, but I earned a lot of respect from the others that way. Among the others, only Vera dared to challenge me.
Ha! I had better earn a fair fight anyway. Ha!
We already tried it out. Should I remind you?
I just wasn't prepared enough back then. Hadn't exercised the muscles and stuff. Okay, you are stronger, somehow.
That's it. Back then, some chatterbox told me that Vera is afraid of the dark.
I am not afraid.
Maybe you should tell us yourself.
Easy peasy. Sasha came to me one night and said, "This troop isn't big enough for the both of us. Let's make a bet. The loser gets transferred." So I accepted. If only I had known what her plan was, I would have accepted anyway. In short, we had to go to the catacombs at midnight. You know, the midnight. The one who left first was the loser. A deal is a deal, as they say, so we set off that night. And the weather, almost as if on purpose, was cloudy, windy, and it was about to start raining. Besides, the flashlight barely worked. I felt like someone was watching us. We made it to the abandoned military base, and we went down to the basement. Sasha was going ahead of me. We entered some room when Sasha turned off the flashlight and said, "Vera dear, let's save the battery for the way back." But I was creeped out. I said, "Let's get over the bed and have a pull-up contest." I saw her smiling the way she does. "What's wrong, Vera?" she said snidely. "Afraid of the dark, huh?" I freaked out and turned off the light, and I regretted it instantly. 'Cause I felt someone watching me, and the way they did was not nice at all. I was all sweaty as I turned on the light, swinging the flashlight around. And Sasha was like, "So soon? Less than a minute?" I yelled at her and stormed to the outside, but the rain had just started. I wasn't going to go back to the camp, so I made my choice to stay before it was over. And that was the right thing to do because...
I go now.
Yeah, go on.
After she left, I turned on the flashlight, and when I was about to leave, realized that I couldn't stand up. It seemed like my legs went numb. So I put on the flashlight on a nearby box and started rubbing my hips, trying to bring them back to life. It was useless. The thought of calling for Vera came to my mind since she couldn't get very far away, and the echo was strong enough in the corridor. But I had just won the bet, so calling for her help would be equal forfeiting. So I kept on rubbing. Unfortunately, I felt my hands losing control. They were wiggling down my legs, paralyzed as soon as I leaned on the seat. The only thing I was able to do was turning my head. What's up with me? I thought. Am I being paralyzed? Why? I haven't neither fallen nor hit my head or taken drugs. Why can't I move? I was about to piss my pants. Calm down, Alexandra. Calm down. They'll find you missing next morning and Vera knows where you are. They'll find you by lunch at least. Maybe my senses will be back by that time. Breathe. I was sitting and breathing, looking at the dim spot of light on the wall when they appeared. I heard the stomping of little feet at first. The beast stayed in the shadow, but they got bolder and I could see their red eyes.
Who were they?
Rats. My flashlight was almost dead, so I could only see their shapes in darkness. Then, I hadn't felt it, but I saw one of the creatures get up on my knees. The great creature sat on its back feet and looked me in the eyes. "Help!" I whispered, trying to believe it was just a bad dream. But it didn't work as well as usual. "Help!" I yelled at the top of my lungs this time. The horrible beast hid away from my voice. All of them but the one sitting on my knees. It kept on sitting on its back paws, posing its front ones like in a prayer, and looking at my face. It seemed like the rat was smirking.
Like it does.
"Help!" I yelled again, realizing deep in my heart that no one was going to come. Oh, I wished I were out of there. The stupid bet, the foolish leadership. What use is any of it if you are going to get eaten alive? I broke into tears of helpless. That was totally out of my plan.
I hate the tears of
It looked
helpless.
away all of a sudden like it was trying to listen to something. Then it jumped off and in the air trembled with rats' footsteps. Horrible things in a single burst ran away, and the room drowned in silence, breaking with the sobbing and some water drops. Was I saved then? No. Did my scream scare them, or had someone heard it and come to my rescue? I burst into laughter with relief. I was sitting and giggling like an idiot because I was alive. But the fun was broken with some weird noise coming from the corridor. The noise of hundreds of small feet and squeaking rats were closing in slowly. My rescue hadn't come yet. "No!" I shouted. "No! Get lost!" But the rats didn't listen. The light of my dying flashlight showed me the room filling with a swarm of grey beings. Woo! There was something big in the middle of it. The creature got into the beam of light and I beheld the Rat King. Woo! An ugly beast made of 6 or 7 rats was sitting on the backs of his comrades, moving its paws and muzzle. The beings brought him upon my knees and scattered all over the room. I didn't see them, but I knew they were there around me, watching the king like in a theater. I was screaming as hard as I could, trying to scare the monster, but it didn't care much. It was heading to my stomach slowly and clumsily, like climbing up my skirts, leaving a trace of pus and urine on it.
Ugh.
At the time, I was awkwardly glad that my body was numb from the neck down. The Rat King made it to his destination, and I heard my shirt ripping as he bit me through it. I'd given up on calling for help at the moment. Only howling of helplessness and fear.
Nope, just helpless.
Howling of hopeless and fear.
helpless and fear.
Soon the monster will settle his hunger and the rest of the storm will finish the job. A flash of light blinded me, and in a moment I heard a familiar voice shouting, "Get off! Away with you!" Heard the ripping of fabric followed by a thud as the monster was slapped into the concrete wall by a childish hand. It was Nastia, storming around the room, kicking the rats and hitting them with a flashlight as if it was a club. I don't know how it didn't fall apart. The rats formed away, carrying their defeated king while Nastia hugged my neck, close to knocking me out crying. "Sasha, dearest, don't you pass out, please. I'm fine. I stressed her off." I stressed her off.
Okay.
Can't move though. Way to go, Nastia. You saved my life. You are a true hero. No words can explain how happy I was, but a terrible thought came into my mind. Nastia's legs will fail soon, just like mine did, and the rats will get us both. We'll both get both of us. And so I commanded, "Nastia, you've got to get out of here. Now! Get down! Get out! Get to the chopper! Now! Run to the camp and bring the first leader you meet here." Got it? Nastia nodded and rushed out, leaving me alone in the darkness. I wondered if my sanity could take it, and as her footsteps faded away, odd rustles caught my ear. Maybe it was just my imagination playing a bad trick on me, but it felt like the rats were surrounding me again. Fortunately, Nastia wasn't about to go far away.
Oh, let me tell this part. This is my favorite. When the rain stopped, I got to the outside and saw Nastia running somewhere. I caught up to her and we headed back to Sasha. Man, you should have seen yourself. But yeah, good thing you didn't. Talking dead in the flesh. And then our princess got back to life after we brought her outside. When her limbs started moving, she freaked out with joy. Boy, I had never heard that much swearing.
The pain was unbearable as my sensitivity restored. My whole body ached as if it was pierced by thousands of needles. My stomach was burning.
Yeah, Nastia was dogging around Sasha like, "Sasha, are you alright? Sasha, don't give up! Sasha, does it hurt?" I took her shoulders hard and I shook her shoulders hard and sent her back to the camp for help. Nastia made a couple of steps and returned like, "No, I won't leave her." Thanks to our beauty, we could settle her down. Okay, yep, that's what it says. Thanks to our beauty, we could settle her down. So we took Sasha's clothes off. All of it? Everything? Ah!
Jimmy Crunch!
I'll do the same to you if you don't shut up. I'm good. And off to the lake. There we used her shirt as bandages in order to wrap up her wounds. After we cleaned Sasha from...
Details away, please.
Alright, it's almost over anyways. I don't have to tell anybody about how we cleaned your boobies.
Yeah, we made it back to the camp where we slipped into our couches as if nothing had happened.
Slipped into our couches?
Wow. No bunk beds for them, couches for all.
Just sandwich yourself.
Just stacked couches, one top of the other. Bunk couches. No adult knew about this, of course. Even Nastia kept her mouth shut. Like good girl. She was way awesome. Oh. There's no way we'd be... Yeah. That's sleeping Nastya. Was it for real? It was. Wanna see the scars?
Yes, I do.
He's actually looking at the scars.
He's looking right straight at her boobs.
Oh. Dang! It's too dark in here. Can't see a thing.
Huh, neither could I. Maybe I'll have to do it with the lights on next time.
They're too small to see. Try to touch them instead.
Oh god. Watch your hands, you four-eyed freak. Just one touch. You can touch Petrov next time you see him in a sauna. Keep your hands off her. Okay. Hey, it's 5 till midnight. Time to call the Queen of Spades. That's the position she's in.
About the phone, it's just like their mom. And she comes through the phone and then it tells mom.
So what happens? Oh, okay. Poor
I had to wait for the midnight dawn to stop.
I didn't realize there was a sound. Always have to wait for that midnight dawn. Come ye, the Queen
midnight
of
dawn. Get her right.
Come ye, the Queen of Spades. Not the Queen of Hearts. Come ye, the Queen of Spades.
Call me the Queen of Spades.
Come ye, the Queen of Spades.
Call me the Queen of Spades.
She has come. It's definitely someone's mom. Oh
Snowball
no!
rushes ahead and attacks the Queen of Spades.
Oh, whoa, okay.
As she puts him on the floor with a roundhouse kick to the head.
That is not weather appropriate wear.
Snowball falls down, dropping the mirror.
Okay then.
The queen comes in illuminated by the fire and turns out to be Eleonora Androvina. Eleonora Androvina, is that you? No, I am the Queen of Spades. I've come to take away your souls. Sorry. You want to be Eleonora too?
Well, you can't do the laugh once too loud.
I can't do the laugh that well.
Really? Well, you need to practice that.
Yep. Quit joking like Eleonora Androniva. Takes off her coat and touches Stiopa's wrist. What a tough guy, he will live.
Mom!
It's alright, Nasty. Sleep. What are you guys doing here?
Telling scary stories.
Scary stories, huh? Want to hear the one I know?
Yes!
Yes!
Olia's really happy about that.
Yep. Takes a seat. Back in the day, when I worked in a camp, something bad happened to me. One summer night, a group of girls gathered in a music club. Just like you, they were going to summon the Queen of Spades, and just like you, they ended up telling scary stories. The youngest girl was a daughter of the nurse who was working in the camp. She just finished the second year of elementary school. They took her to the club with them for no reason. Eventually, they ran out of stories, so one of the girls came up to trick the poor thing. Oh, let's bring up bad memories.
Never trust anyone.
When the last story was over, what?
Never trust anyone.
No, especially when the Bloody Mary in a locked, dark bathroom involved.
Oof.
When the last story was over, she sneaked behind her and grabbed the poor girl by her legs. The little girl fainted and was out cold, while the others were bursting with laughter. Of course, watching someone creeped out was enjoyable. Had it not only gone bad, the harmless trick caused her to have a heart attack. If only they would call for the nurse, well, you get the idea. Panic clouded their minds. They pulled the body to the nearby forest and hid it under a fallen leaves. Even forgot to check her pulse.
Dealing with smart children here.
The police were looking for the body for 3 days. And they wouldn't have found her if it weren't for the dream the nurse had the night before. She saw her daughter in the dream. Her daughter led her to the canyon where her body was hidden. Once the nurse woke up, she ran to the canyon and found her daughter's body. The police had given up on the investigation. The report said it was an accident. She is dead after all. Why should we waste our time? The police thought.
Good policing.
The nurse could do nothing but accept it. She buried her daughter and returned to her work.
This is not the end, is it? Revenge!
You're right.
Revenge! Revenge!
As you know, pioneers always start a bonfire at the last day of the shift. What?
What? No? I did not know that.
If there are
Thank
any
you.
Russian viewers, I want to know if that's a thing, and could you please explain it to an American?
Seriously, like,
I
what?
don't get it, because that would be fucking awesome.
Pioneers?
I would light a bonfire at the end of every work shift if I could.
Yeah, really. Just grab chairs from the
Shift's
office.
over! Bring all the wood!
It's time for the blessing of the flames!
Cleanse thy soul! Especially in retail.
What are you doing? Summoning Santa!
She's birthed out of Rudolph's ass. The globule of green ooze comes out of Rudolph's butthole, and it just takes form of a Japanese schoolgirl.
Oh.
Santa's here to devour your hopes and dreams! Twitch, twitch, twitch.
Okay. This shift wasn't an exception.
This shift wasn't an exception. When the fire was at its highest, a horrifying howl burst the pioneer's ears. And a girl sprang out of the fire covered in flames. And how she cried. They managed to put the fire out, but it was too late. They couldn't save her. The burns had been severe. She died the next day.
Was she one of those?
Yes, she was. The one who designed the trick.
What about the others?
The others were found too.
Revenge!
Eventually.
Revenge! Revenge!
They found the second one in the same canyon without arms, with her heart cut out.
That seems a little
The
extreme.
third girl drowned in the old well behind the camp warehouse.
But they really should cover that thing.
And the last one? Her body was found in the abandoned bomb shelter. She was gnawed to death by rats.
Hold on! Our stories! Vera! Sasha! Lisa? Olya! This cannot be it! Yep, you're all dead. Tell me!
Well, young man, save your voice. You're not trying to wake up the dead, are you?
I don't believe this! You're just messing with me. Aren't you?
Suit yourself. The story's not over yet. As you can see, the nurse murdered them. And everyone in the camp suspected her.
How did she find out who killed her daughter?
Same way she found out where her daughter's body was. Her daughter told her in the dream. She wouldn't lie, don't you think? The nurse got fired from the camp for no reason.
Other than the murder.
So I had to look for her new work. Guess where the nurse works now?
Here?
Wrong. She works in a school. She sees the same nightmare every night. She sees her daughter and the girls who she killed. But sometimes...
What?
Sometimes she sees guests in the dream. Like her child.
Dead?
Attaboy.
This makes no sense. I am alive, and so is Vera. And Shopa, we have known each other since elementary school. We all play sports together.
Really? And what is the last name of your coach? What was the name of your first teacher?
I've forgotten. Let me out of here! Please!
He is buying it. Breathe out, Stas.
Yo, dang it, that's not funny! Yo, you almost got me there!
Fine. Rise from the dead, Stropa. I can see you smiling. Uh-huh. How did you know about the stories? You weren't even here. It's a secret. So secret it is. Now she has definitely had a transmitter in her pocket. What a smart girl. Alright, it's time to go home, guys.
But it's late. Can we stay here till the morning?
No way, Stas. Go home. May we come again tomorrow?
Yeah! Of course!
Cool.
Oh, alright, well, okay. That was interesting.
That was something else. That was not what I expected.
Somehow less terrifying than young girl Santa.